Welcome everybody to the channel. If you're new, you're welcome. This is a video today about the BBC, of course, my latest update with the situation. Obviously you can see there up in the corner, letters, my last letter, which was the 22nd, will you be in on the 22nd of December? Christmas Day, basically, Christmas week, you know, that's what they do. They send these stupid letters. Anyway, I wanted to talk about that because obviously I'm on letter number 30 over the last 13 months, since my declaration never went through with the BBC. They never renewed my declaration, which I did every 2 years. But anyway, that's not the point now, because the point is it's no much point, because when you did the declaration, like I said on many occasions on this channel about the declaration, I had no problems. I didn't even get a visit at all, no letters. It did stop for 2 years. I never had any problems. I never got anybody calling. But when you do the declaration, you see, they do say to you, when you ring them up, of course, yeah, we can come at any time, you know, blah, blah, blah. You're not watching live television, are you? So that, you know, it makes no much difference anyway. But anyway, my one of great channels, obviously Chili John and the Black Belt Barristers, and one or two other people who doing the same as what I'm doing, pointing out the basic situation when you become license free, like inspector. See, like myself, just me, I'm an inspector, that's what I call myself, because they're not enforcement officers. It's just a name they make up on these letters. Authorization required. And of course, Chili John had a letter similar to mine recently, and it was coming on the January the 14th. They're coming to see him. Never turned up. But of course, January the 14th was my birthday, actually. I never opened the letter. I've got it somewhere, but I just collect letters because that's all it is. Now, back to about the letter situation is that on Black Belt Barrister, just having a cup of coffee there. On the Black Belt Barrister's channel, if you look at the Black Belt Barrister's channel, he does a lot of work, great work now with the BBC. I have tried to get hold of him and told him the situation, because I was told that I could get a cease and desist letter to be made out for £300 from our solicitor. Of course, Black Belt Barrister's a solicitor. He's probably giving them well, it was a great video. He talked about this document you can get, which is a legal document which states that you're not watching BBC television and blah, blah, blah. And once you've given this letter to them, he might have a template, and he may have a template for right of access to your property, which is another thing. But check out Black Belt Barrister if you can, because it's a great channel. And of course, he tells you the law, what they're trying to do, especially with this new situation where YouTube are going on, BBC are going on to YouTube. And if you're going to start watching some content on YouTube, if it says BBC News, why you want to do that, I don't know. I just watch 2CTV and a bit of Sky sort of every couple of days. So you're in facts of what's going on in the world. And of course, just check out Black Belt Barrister, because I will probably may do it myself, because I've got 30 letters now. It is harassment by them, but he's very, very, very good. And so check it out. Anybody who tuned into this channel now and want to know more facts on the law, the law, as it says, the law is very good, and he will tell you in his videos where you stand legally, which is what I am about to sort of say to you now, because I was going to try and get some cash together, and I mean, if this channel was more successful, like, you know, I had some income come in, I would have gone through with the solicitor. Probably would have been the letter to cease and desist via what the Black Belt Barrister says about this document, this legal document. It's a document proposed by a solicitor, written up. I'm not watching, I'm not paying, I'm not watching any live television. It's a letter. It will stop the letters and stuff like that, and stop the visits. But please check out Black Belt Barrister. It's fantastic, because it's a great channel, and he's coming up to a million subscribers, and which is fantastic for anybody who's doing YouTube. I mean, I'd be lucky if I get 3,000, but at the same time, you know, I do it just to try and make sure nobody gets fined. That's another thing on the doorstep. It's very, very windy out there. It's pouring a rain, so I'm doing one indoors now. On the doorstep is where the communication starts with them when they keep sending letters when you stop paying, because there's going to be another 1 million people not paying this year or the next 12 months or so. And they're going to send out people to target certain areas of the country where they're going to target, and they will come knocking on your door. So when they come knocking on your door, you know what to say to them and do. And that is, no thank you, don't require a license here, and shut your door. Do not sign nothing, don't agree to anything, don't cajole them, don't harass them and wherever. You say, oh, no thank you, they're just salesmen really. That's all, they're trying to sell you a license once you stop paying. And if you do that, because like I said, of course, if they have to get this is why I want you to talk to, go see the black belt barrister. If they do get a warrant, which is very rare they will get, but they will have to go through a court, and they'll have to get evidence to get a magistrate to give them a search warrant. Now, you can request, if they do have a search warrant, you have the police with them when they come into your house. You can get the police yourself, or they might say to you, oh, I have to bring the police and all that, and all this kind of stuff. They will tell you some lies, porcupines, saying that we'll have to get the police to come in with us, we'll have to have an inspection and all the rest to get a search warrant. All that. They try and frighten you. If you know the law, I could say, and of course the black belt barrister is fantastic. He will tell you, they'll have to apply for a warrant to get into your property. And the one thing I was going to say to you, if you're not watching and not paying like I do, I don't watch the programs. I'm here at my mother and father's house now. I can watch BBC because they've got a license. My mother and father in the 90s, and I've got dementia. I've got to come here 3 or 4 times a week. That's why I'm doing the videos in my mother's kitchen. So if the dog comes in, the dog's with me today, so he might just suddenly appear on the video. But like I say, check out the black belt stand, because it's all there legally where you stand. And if people know where you stand, that's why I'm doing this. I'm getting no money for it. It's all these are voluntary videos, and of course, if I do get monetized, I will be able to get some crunchy nuts. But the point was, when they do come, you know what to do, and you just shut the door. Now, millions and millions of people, of course, if you've got a camera bell as well, you don't even have to go to the door to them, because you know who's coming to your door. It may be Amazon or somebody, or Postman Pat, but if it's them, you'll know. So that's the great thing having a doorbell camera. And of course, they don't like to be video, because they're going to end up on video on YouTube. So they're very, very careful, these enforcement officers. They're not enforcement, they're just Mickey Mouse kind of salesmen. So anyway, yeah. So I wanted to thank everybody. I've had about nearly 25 to 30 people, new people, subscribe to my channel, and of course 1 or 2 comments, great comments, like I said, about this situation, the right of access. Now, the reason why I never did that, because, and it's pointed out by the black belt barrister, he can't do it, to stop them coming. It's trespassing when they start coming then. But you see, sometimes I was told or thought, if you block the right of access, they could then go to a magistrate and say, well, they blocked the right of access to the property, or they must be up to no good. They must be watching BBC television. We can't go and spy on them. Basically, they can't look in the windows and stuff, which is illegal. They can't look in your window. They're supposed to knock on your door, not looking into your house. That's for peeping toms. Because your wife might be in the shower or something, or you might be in the front room and they may try and catch you out. They may hear you having BBC television on, if they could do that, they could probably video it, or they'd like to try and do that, but because they come into the front door, that's where the confrontation is, where the battleground is. So if you know what to do, if they come to your door, you can just open the door and say, no thank you, goodbye, shut your door, no thank you, go, it's just, that's as simple as it is. Then there's no further action. They may could come back again, but unless they get a search warrant, there's not much they've got any rights at all. So anyway, like I say, back to my situation. Like I say, I've got some more treatment coming up shortly for my cancer situation with my cancer. But that's like, you know, part of life, I'm afraid, when you've got had cancer, and it's you know, you just have to have various treatments. That's why I'll probably do more videos here when I get the chance, because as I said before, I'm in and out, sort of back into. I'm just trying to do my studio at my own place and stuff. But just this time when your mother and father got dementia, it's getting the time to do things. You know, it's very, very difficult. Anyway, folks, thanks again for all the people, like I say, who've leave a comment below, because please, if you can, go to Black Belt Barrister and Chili John, a great person, Chili John, with what he's done for the TV licensing community. He's done a lot of good things, and of course, he's still the same as me, somewhere, you know, waiting for letters to come, and they never come. But if I do confront them, well, it's all here for you to see what happens. But I had a camera at my front door. That's probably with the winds. It's been very, very windy recently, and rain. I've got to sort of get that working. So if they do come, they're on camera and they're on my phone. So I know when they come if I'm not there. So it doesn't really matter, because I know what to say, like a soldier. You know what to say. It doesn't bother whether they come or not. It doesn't bother me in the slightest, because I know what to do. I know what the situation is. It's been 10 years, folks. 8 to 10 years at least now that I've not been paying the TV license. Not that I'm a television license evader. I'm not. That's the word that upsets me, really, when people say on social media, he's an evader, social evader. He doesn't watch BBC television. It's a corporation, which is not state television. If they said they're going to put it on your council tax, then it's become state television, folks. But it's not. We're not living in Russia, as far as I know at the moment. It's not far off, but you know, with Stormer, what's his name, Stormer. But I think if Reform get in, the new Nigel, I think Nigel will make the BBC become completely independent and go commercial, and be like any normal company, basically. It was a media company. Like he works for GB News, so you know he knows how to get advertisements and stuff and make it pay. And the taxpayer won't be paying for the BBC anymore. But that's further down the road, like I say. And of course, you've got this 2027, the charter, and that's got to go through Parliament for any changes to be made anyway. Whatever the BBC are doing on YouTube shortly, it has to go through Parliament, basically, for any rules they may bring in. But they want to try and catch you out. That's what they might try and do, you see, with your IP address. So I would suggest you get a VPN, virtual private network. That means when you're on the internet, if you do go on to any of their stuff on YouTube, they can't trace your IP address. You could be saying you're in America or Norway or somewhere, or Japan. You know, wherever. If you do that with your VPN, then they can't trace anything from your internet provider. So anyway, folks, I hope it's been some useful to you. I hope you leave some comments below, because I said it's the next couple of years, there's going to be a lot of changes anyway. And of course, if Reform get in, the license fee probably be scrapped, because it's going to be a big vote winner. And it'd be interesting to see how BBC react to this, because they know that if Reform get in, they're going to be toast, you know. Anyway, in the present situation, anyway, they'll have to go commercial. This is why I think they're going onto YouTube. And of course, I did ask for a poll, basically, what you think should be the channel's name, BBC harassment channel, because that's what them letters are, nothing but harassment. I've had 30. It's nearly the end of the month now. I should be getting another one. I had a red one last time, authorisation, same as Chili's John's. Authorisation has been granted or something or whatever. Authorisation, red letter. And I've had 3 red letters. Now, in the old days, many years ago, if you got a 3rd red letter or 2 red letters, you knew you were going to get a visit, and you normally did get a visit. But that's not happened. So it'd be interesting to find out, because the fear is what the BBC liked you to put you on, because put you into some kind of fear, so you just go and pay. Oh, I'll go and pay the 200 quid. Oh, yeah, they just want you to pay up, and with these letters they'll try and make you pay by giving you intimidation, £1,000 fine, all the rest of it. You know, it's where they work. Anyway, folks, I'm going to leave it there. I've gone on a bit of a rant, I suppose, but check out the Black Belt Barrister because it's not far off a million subscribers, like I say, and it's all there. You know, somebody who knows the law, as my friend Peter would say, the law. But Clouseau, you know, the French detective, famous French detective. That's why I call myself Inspector C, you know, after Peter. So anyway, yeah, I can't think of anything else. I had some great comments and stuff, and I'll get back to. I should have wrote the comments down really to go back to the comments, but the main one was obviously about right of access. But I don't do it because it might give them an excuse to get a search warrant. But if they come in, all you've got to do is say, well, have I got an aerial, coax aerial, which you put in the back of your TV, because most TVs are Wi-Fi, and most people now have got the internet. And the iPlayer is on the internet, of course, and you've got to log in to the iPlayer. I don't watch anything like that. So anyway, as I said before, if you know what you're doing, know what the right is, you're going to have no problems whatsoever. And it's going to be a thing of the past. I mean, I might have to change this channel to something else, or something, you know, comedy channel or something like that. I might have to do that because once people know what to do, they you know, not going to be watching too many videos about the BBC anymore. But at the same time, it's here for you to be documented if they do come, what to do. And what you do is just say, no, thank you, goodbye, and shut your door. That's all you need to do. Nothing else. Don't argue with them. Don't tell them about anything. Don't, you know, it's not worth it. Because actually, once they know, they haven't got much time because they're going to be, you know, there's that many people cancelling the license now, maybe a million people this year. They're going to be very busy trying to get some money back. So these guys on commission, or if they're on a wage now as well, they're going to be very busy to get to all the rotas they've got to do. Maybe up to 30 or 40 people a day. Anyway, folks, thanks again. I will see you in the next one. Thanks very much, and hopefully, you know, if you do become license free, like Inspector C, everything's going to be fine for you, like myself. All right then. Bye for now. See you again. Bye now. Bye.